evening, good evening. So we will be making half a giraffe, just actually the head and part of the neck of a giraffe. Now my hands are super warm and I'm using chocolate modeling paste. So I've got a block of ice in here which I'm going to use just to cool my hands, because otherwise the paste will become impossible to work with. Just going to pinch a little bit of paste first and make the horns so they give them the chance to firm up a little. So like one horn, and again ball shape, elongated shape. That's the second. What I can also do is I can highlight with my toothpick, make those two actually look like horns. This turned up a little bit too small, so let's redo it. What I can also do, I can transfer them on my block of ice. I also need to make 2 ears. I'm going to get 2 pieces of paste, ball shape, teardrop shape, ball shape, teardrop shape. You will always hear me saying ball shape, teardrop shape. I mean ball shape for sure, because that's the basic shape in figurine modeling. Is when we start rolling the paste between our palms, we apply pressure, we want to get rid of the cracks, and automatically we turn that piece of paste into a ball shape. Okay, so that should be okay. So just going to now roll again ball shape, a little bit bigger this time, just to literally get rid of all the cracks. And then I'm going to transform this into a sausage shape. I'm going to stretch it a little as it seems a bit too thick at this point. Okay, and about, we say like an inch and a half away from one of the ends, I'm going to start rolling. And all I want to do is just to flip this down, and then you see it's like a J. And in here, I want to highlight the muzzle, just going this way and then just pushing this back a little bit. What's going to happen here, practically, I'm going to get this as a head. And obviously the secret of nice figurine modeling is the fact that if you go back and smooth and make everything to look pretty, obviously it's just going to look completely different. Okay, so all I want to do is just to get this muzzle quite roundish, yep, so that it looks pretty. Okay, good. And also flattened a little bit. I'm going to now use a not a toothpick, a wooden skewer. Just going to secure the neck because it's quite long, and I just want to make sure that I can handle it without keeping my hands onto it, because as I said, my hands are super warm. Okay, I'm just going to put this inside of my styrofoam support. Good. Now with my Dresden tool with the spoonie end, I'm going to mark the sockets where I'm going to put the eyes. Then with my bold tool with this end, I'm going to highlight the nostrils. Okay. Then with the same Dresden tool, this is already curved, so it's going to help me a lot, because I just want to mark the smile. Put the corners of the mouth. Yep, just marking sideways. And then with the spoonie end, just literally dragging down to create the little mouth. Good. Now I'm going to pick some white paste, and I'm just going to make 2 little bubbles which will be used to make the eyes. Just trying to make them equal in size if possible. Okay, and also just want them to kind of be elongated. like ovals, because by the time I'm going to flatten those and transfer them on the face, they will turn up more like oval. Now if they don't want to get attached to the modeling tool, I can always refer to some tracks and put some tracks on the end of the tool, and that's going to help me to sort out the issue. Okay, so I've got the head. If I want to make the neck even slimmer at the top, I can do that by just softening, just rolling with my fingers and trying to make this a little bit smooth and soft and slim, and then just pull down the paste, especially if it's going to be a lady giraffe. She's more than likely going to have a smoother and slimmer type of neck. Okay, and like what I can also do is using my cone tool, but with this end I can enlarge the base so that obviously that looks a little bit bigger. And again, just roll out without, so what I'm trying not to do is get the paste super soft. Okay, but that looks super cool. Now what I have to do right now is to create the sockets for putting the horns, and I also will need to attach the ears. I'm going to pick one ear and put it this way, because the ears will have to be a little bit floppy. Okay, but just going to drill that to the head. And now go back to see how firm they are, just because they had the chance to cool down in here. And then obviously if you want to curve them a little bit, you can. Also, if you want to put a bit of a color on them, you can. Just going to mark at least the tops with brown. Easier to actually brush with a brush and dust, but I've got the marker, so that's fine. Okay, now at this point I'm going to try and paint the eyes. So I'm going to use the blue. I'm going to use the small end, and I just want to put some blue. Just going to put blue in here as well. The paste is soft, so usually I would say do not paint on a soft paste, because you can turn up messing the whole thing around. I would leave the paste to dry before doing anything on to it. But obviously we don't have that amount of time, so we'll just carry on doing this bit on a fresh paste. And then with my black one, I'm just going to highlight. Now the black doesn't look quite black in here, so I can put some fondant. See if I've got anything handy in here. It's a very dark brown, but it will do. It should do. Just 2 tiny pieces, which I can quickly attach into here. Now that turned up pretty much round, so I have to match the second to look the same. Then I have to put a little bit of white, and then I have to color, but before doing that I'm going to get some of my pink and a brush, trying to get rid of the excess, and then just try to put a bit of a highlight onto the nostrils, mouth, and the ears. Just maybe if I put this inside, just because my wooden skewer intends to push a bit too firm through the paste, and if I will allow it to do it, it will just ruin my poor little giraffe. Okay, and now using some brown, I'm going to start creating some patches, and those patches will have to be regular, so it really doesn't matter how they will be applied, but again, it's something which I would recommend to be done while the paste dries, because if I press too firm in here, I dig the color onto the paste. Plus the paste is super soft, and it should be put in the fridge to firm up. A little bit more, but just trying to give you an idea about how you can finish it. Okay, just going to try and lean the head in here while I'm looking for a super tiny piece of white, just to put a bit of a sparkle in the eye. Just going to get this bit for one of the eyes. And another one for the other eye. Gosh, it's just unbelievable how soft that paste is. Good. And this is the head of my pretty lady giraffe. Yeah, so it's still very kind of wobbly because it does need time to set on the stick, but I think it looks quite cute. So thank you so much for joining, popping in tonight. Oh, kind of exceeded that 5 minutes with a lot, but I hope it was an enjoyable subject, and I hope to see you back tomorrow evening with a new demonstration. Take care. Have a lovely night.